Okay, here we go. I am super, super glad that the astronauts, the extra astronauts, are back from the ISS. It was ridiculous to watch the media coverage of that all be so sensationalized. Everybody talking about how these astronauts are trapped up there and what troubles they're going through and the disappointments. They're missing this, they're missing that. But people, these are fucking astronauts, all right? These are people who volunteer to strap their asses on top of hundreds of thousands of pounds of explosives and blow themselves off the surface of the fucking planet through the atmosphere, completely away from all of the safeties of this earth that nurtured and evolved this little creature, and put themselves in the vacuum of fucking space. These are the test pilots of all test pilots, right? You think test pilots are tough and all that? I take this risk, I take that risk. Where do you think astronauts come from? Astronauts are the best of the best, craziest of the craziest test pilots, and then some. You know what I mean? Because then you got to add the academics, the intelligent ones that want to do it too. So, I mean, it's crazy, right? But let's not fucking kid ourselves. These people did not have a hard time staying longer. And also, let's not kid ourselves, because remember, what were they doing? They were taking a test vehicle for what's that now? That's right, a test flight. Something didn't go right. Which, hey, surprise, it's a fucking prize, is quite frequent when it comes to test flights of machinery of various different types, but especially things that are intricate and difficult, like a fucking spaceship. Okay? They didn't blow up and die. That's the win. It's all fucking win from that point forward, right? We have two valuable, safe human beings. That's the win. They were in a location. Hey, shockingly enough, get this, check this out. It's abso-fucking-lutely specifically designed to house human beings. Thank goodness, right? Because they're in the vacuum of space when their test vehicle had some malfunctions. They were fine. They had a specifically purpose-built environment for them to wait to get the next vessel up there that can pick them up. Because, again, what most people don't recognize or realize about space travel at this point, it's still not that fucking easy for us, right? We're getting great at it, and we're moving a lot of stuff on and off the surface of this planet. I'm gonna have lots of videos where we talk about that stuff, of course, as well. But let's not forget, it's still complicated right now. There's limited docking ports on the ISS. There's limited rocket companies that can move vessels that are certified for human transport. On and on and on, right? I'm not an expert. Neither are you. I ask you, please go look up every piece of information about the space flight operations and NASA and SpaceX. Please, I would love you to educate yourself even further. But let's not forget, you're not a fucking expert. And nothing was wrong with these astronauts. They were fine. They were doing their jobs. They were doing exactly what they want to do, right? These people committed themselves to a life of exploration and academic advancement. And look at me. I get to write in my memoirs or my journal, or at least just tell my family members what I got to fly a test vehicle that took me to the ISS, blah, blah, blah. All a win. And as people are forgetting, that vessel that malfunctioned could have brought them home safely. We wisely chose not to do that so that we would not endanger those valuable human beings. They didn't need to be rescued. We explicitly shelved them on purpose in a safe place so that we could bring this test vehicle back down without risking their lives any further than we thought safe to. You know, the Boeing and NASA had criteria standards and whatnot, and they just didn't meet. We didn't want to risk it. But by the way, that vehicle came down just fine, and luckily they'll gather a bunch of data from it. I have no commentary on the situation of Boeing and how the Starliner is going to do. That's not for me to comment on. I just want people to keep themselves under the understanding these are people who got to do something that you can almost say no human beings get to do. And they got to do it for an excessively longer time than many of the people who strongly, ardently desire to do it. Remember, people train their whole fucking lives for this shit. People train their whole lives to try and be this, right? I'm glad they're home. Everybody should be happy that they're safe, but people need to stop sensationalizing and treading on what happened, because we need to keep making advancements in spaceflight. It is our future. It's happening whether we want it to or not. So let's get it as safe as possible so that we lose as few people, right? Because this is our next westward expansion. We're about to go out into the frontier of space. It's happening. It's happening, right? You can try and stop it all you want. You can boo-hoo and poo-poo about it all you want, but it's fucking happening, right? You wouldn't believe how much shit's going on in space right now without you knowing about it. Let's try and at least make it as safe for the people as possible and stop sensationalizing being safe and saving their lives properly. All right? Keep it safe, people.